morning all. We were studying about the Indian economic development and the challenges. So we have learned about the importance of employment, and in this session we will understand what are the challenges, what we need to do with respect to those challenges, that is what is the solution for that. Okay, and from the examination point of view, they will be asking many questions, the repeated questions in one form or another form. Reason is very simple, because employment is such an important hot topic. Everyone wants to get that employment opportunity, and from the government side wants to ensure that everyone gets the employment. If everyone is employed in a country, think about the growth of the nation. So government also will be happy, people will be happy. Fine, but let us see. In the previous session we understood the comparison, how the male and female workforce is participating, how the urban and rural is participating, right? So overall, how many people are depending upon self-employment, salaried and casual laborers. Okay, the growth and changing structure of the employment, how actually it is growing, how actually the structure is changing. Means structure changing means, for example, somebody is self-employed. He may feel like, okay, during COVID situation he cannot handle. He may move towards the salaried jobs if available, or automatically he need to go for casual labors, because we have seen during COVID time what happened. Many people lost a job and went to villages. They started working in Narega. Okay, means Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Act, right? Under that they started working. Those who are doing service sector jobs also started working there. So some problems in the economy make the people to move from one type of job to other type of job. Okay, so growth we said. See, growth is just quantitative. Okay, last year it is 100, this year it is becoming 120. Okay, we say that yes, 20% growth is there, right? But that may not be helping the people, because again I want to take the example of a COVID situation. The big business people actually increased their wealth during the COVID situation, right? So in such scenario we can say that growth has happened, but people are still not having employment, jobs, right? Okay, so how this structure is changing? Jobless growth, very important. Growth is happening, but jobs are not available in the market. Without generating the employment, we have been able to produce more goods and services. How it's possible? Possibility number one, using more machines, capital goods. So still we are able to produce more goods and services. Correct? So growth will happen. Now we are producing more and more. Or using the existing employees itself, they are producing more. Okay. So this type of growth will not help the country. Jobless growth will not help the country. Okay. Actually, this has happened in India. Okay. So if you see the last one decade, okay, growth is there. We can see that. But if you look at the employment opportunities, so people are suffering. Second thing, what is the structural change, right? Or change in the employment structure. Jobless growth is one thing. Casualization of workforce. What is that? That is, people were earlier self-employed or regular salaried. Reasons may be many. As I said, in the COVID scenario, So they could not sustain their self-employment. Okay, they are giving up. They are getting regular salary, but the business people are removing them. Because the factories are not running. So what they will do? They will move towards the casual wage work. That is casualization of workforce. Okay, so this is also happening. If you see the growth of employment and our national income, growth of employment and national income. See here from independence, very important chart. Okay, so up to 2010, if you see how the GDP is performing, correct? So GDP is showing like 6% growth, 8% growth, correct? But what is happening in the employment? Okay, so this is employment. See, here it is almost stagnant. Here we can see the rise in the national income, but here we are seeing that stagnancy. Okay, sometimes see here growth is happening, but we are losing jobs, means jobs are not there. Okay, here somewhat increase can be seen, but again one more, see here national income growth is happening, but so in this period again it is dropping. Fine. See the difference. The growth of employment is 1%. The national growth is 7%, 8%. See the difference. Okay. This is clearly indication that growth is happening, but jobs are not there. That is a jobless growth. Okay. So you need to be, in fact, we'll discuss. The question is being asked at the last as usual. So you can see that how the questions will be asked, right? Another important data, that is a sector-wise status. Here you can see this table is comparing from 1970s to 2011-12. What is happening? Okay, the like employment pattern in sector-wise. So primary sector. Okay, see 74% employment opportunity was given by primary sector. So now it has been reduced to roughly 50%, I can say 48.9. Yeah, this we have understood why it has happened. Okay, that is other sectors are growing. If you see secondary sector, okay, slowly it has grown to 24%. Service sector, yes, both are almost at the same level. Means in fact service sector is having more contribution. But this is about employment opportunities. We have already discussed, if employment opportunities are there in the service sector, that is not helping most of the population of the India, because it requires skills and semi skills are required there. Fine. Anyway, this is how it has happened. It has continuously grown, but it is not sufficient, we can say. Okay, right. See, one thing you need to understand here, it is okay, sir, it is 100%. Out of available employment, it is showing. Don't think that, sir, somehow all the population is getting jobs. Sorry, it is out of available population. Okay, and here another components like the changes again from the same year. Self-employment, see, you can see like 60%, 57%. It is reducing. So what it indicates? That's what casualization of workforce. Earlier it was more. It has come down. Why it has come down? That means reasons are again like they are not getting support, or they are not getting the income what they expect, or like they cannot survive on that income. Whatever may be the reason is, it is continuously slowing down. Is it a good indicator? Definitely not. Because if a person is self-employed, he can provide employment opportunities for many people. So it's very simple thing. And you also should focus. See, you may become administrators, but your primary focus should be on creating jobs. Okay, then only so many families can survive. Okay, the growth will happen, but inclusively. Okay, anyway, second thing, the regular salaried employees. So it is like 15% around, and it is somewhat fluctuating, and 18%. Yes, why people prefer regular salaried jobs? Because it gives them peace of mind. Like continuously, it will be like uh, means whether the, for example, why the government people means people prefer government jobs, because irrespective of the odds in the economy, so the job is stable anyway. So that can be seen. And third is casual labors. See, casual labors is rising. Okay, 23 to, so even 32% means, okay, it is rising. Casualization of workforce is happening. See, what we discussed as a concept, we can see that in India, that is what is the happening. That's why we said that the structure of employment is changing. Is it good indicator? No, definitely not. It is not a good indicator. See, improvement in salaried jobs is fine, good thing, but decrease in self-employment and increase in casual laborers, okay, that is not good. Okay, say you need to understand the tables. They speak out, they're telling a story, so don't make them as boring. Whenever you find a table, okay, so why we need to study about like data interpretation and all, so the statistics and all, because once you become administrators, officers, you will be always seeing such tables. So based upon that, you have to take some decisions. So they help, because they give us a clear picture in front of you, how it is changing, what can be done. Okay, so they're telling stories. So only you should have that ear, then only it is possible. Okay, informalization of Indian workforce. So informalization, so very another important topic. What is informalization, or what is formal jobs and what is informal jobs? Okay, see, all the public sector establishment and the private sector establishments which employ 10 hired workers or more, which establish means which hire 10 people, more than 10 people, then it is called as a formal sector. Okay, they are considered as a formal sector companies, establishments. Okay, and those who are working in such establishments are formal sector workers. Fine, so please remember that. So what extra they will get? What is the difference in a company? Only 3 employees may be there. Okay, so what is the difference between this formal sector or informal sector? That means one who is not having these many employees can be considered as an informal companies. Okay, so those who are working in the formal sector enjoy social security benefits. That is very important. Social security benefits, like they will be getting health benefits, correct, they will be getting insurance for that, and they will be getting pension. Some advantages are there, social security benefits are there. So just now you can say like which one is better for the economy? Obviously formal sector or formal jobs. The moment you have formal jobs, so you need not worry about all these things. Okay, right? So but what we are discussing here, informalization of Indian workforce. That means even which were formal now becoming informal. Okay, informal. Why so? You need to think from the angle of business setups, one who is setting up the company. See, when the economy is promising, okay, they need to spend less. So automatically, for example, a factory owner always thinking about cost cutting. If more people are there, and he need to provide all the health facilities or pension and all those benefits, Okay, for him it will be costly. You might have seen, like, people try to always take the contract people, contract. So and so work, please do it and close it. That's over. So based upon contract, they are making them to work, right? So anyway, if based upon the Union Ministry of Labor data, 30 million formal sector workers are there. Okay, 18 million in the public sector. Okay, and remaining 12 million in the private sector. 30 million formal sector workers. Think about the whole population only. Okay, so only 30 million are there, and out of this 30 million, only one sixth, that is roughly 5 million are women. So the share, this can be asked in the exam. There are totally 30 million formal sector workers. Out of that, only 5 million, that is 1 is to 5, 5 million women are formal job workers, 25 million are male workers. Okay, and in that also composition, the majority burden is taken by the government, that is 18 million. The remaining 12 million is in the private sector, and mostly you can see that in the service sector. Okay, so then the status of employment, like formal jobs and informal jobs we discussed, correct? Actually, why people are not getting employment, one side, and who are actually unemployed. Here also will be getting a shocking data, like you feel, oh, is it so? So if you see this, okay, so this is as per the 2011 census data. Okay, so number of people seeking work, that is in the red color. Unemployment rate, okay, that is in the uh, purple color or blue color. Okay, so here, see, illiterate, literate, literate but below SSLC. Okay, below graduate means below graduation, those who have done degree, and the means this is like ITI and all, and this is like engineering and all, so technical degree and all. So if you see that data, what you can see, so where actually the unemployment percentage is there, you see that, see, this is like increasing, right? Like illiterate to high level means technical degrees, engineering, medical, right? So illiterate to, but what you are able to see here, the unemployment rate. So overall you forget it, 7%, 10%, 8%, 14, 16, 14, 16. So what it shows, the well qualified aspirants, well qualified candidates are unemployed. So can you think about it? The illiterates are working, okay, but the highest rate of unemployment is in the highly qualified candidates. The reason is very simple. You know that, for example, so it is like somebody is well qualified and he is working in Narega means, so people won't accept that easily. I feel like it is not to their standards. That's why this unemployment will be high in the highly qualified people. So they either they go to particular job or they don't go. But what about illiterates or low level means educated candidates? They are ready to work anywhere. That is what the difference is. Okay. Anyway, so we need to think about channelizing that energy. Okay. So the unemployment is result of many factors. So for understanding purpose, we can decide it like unemployment is there. We know that one is one, demand deficient. Another is on the supply side. That means what do you mean? What is the meaning of that? People are there, educated people are there, well qualified engineers are there. Okay, sorry, supply side they are not there. Employment opportunity is there. So unemployment means I am ready to work. That is demand side. I am miss the people are not there, but demand is there. For example, in the present scenario, if you look at data analysts, so huge demand is there for data analysts in this new era. The huge demand is there for the data analysts. Okay, but the supply is not there. That is supply side, I can say. Okay, but if you see on the demand side, demand deficient, that is people are available but demand is not there. So both are problem for the unemployment. So if you look at demand deficient, okay, so why actually unemployment is there? You can see, like for example, if you take like global recession, so economy is not at the boom, people are not ready to pay the salary, so that's why they are not ready to take the employees, jobs are not available. So example, global recession. So demand deficient, demand is not there for the job market. Okay, so it may be like even financial crisis, such examples. On the supply side, okay, job is there but supply is not there. Supply is not there. That is, for example, if you take mismatch of the skills, mismatch, that is they need something but the candidate is not possessing that skill. Okay, or reason maybe like immobility, or we can say like the technological changes. So again, they are not in a position to adapt. Basically, you need to understand here demand is there, supply is not there as per the demand. On another side, we can see that, okay, demand is not there but supply is there. So both are the reasons for unemployment. Okay, fine. So here we can compare like formal and informal sector of a particular year. So graphical representation always helps us to remember the things. So you can see like here also male and female. This is male and female, male and female. Okay. In the formal sector, see, first of all, it is very less. Okay. So informal sector is having, already we discussed it, right? Say around roughly 30 million are there in the formal sector, but how many are there in the informal sector? See, more than 450, roughly around 450 million. 30, 450. How many times percentage you see that? Okay, see, more than 90% are having informal jobs. Informal sector is there. So how much we need to work on the employment? So please think about it. Okay, so and in this also the ratio you see male and female, correct? So 1:5 roughly. Here also you can see 1:3. More informal jobs are done by male. So here's don't think that okay we have to make it equal. Sorry, instead of this, the focus should be on making like informal to formal, right? Okay. Okay, so unemployment can be discussed in different ways. Okay, it is not always the same. Okay, like open unemployment. Open unemployment, what is that? Simply I want a job and I am not getting job. Disguised unemployment. In agriculture, we know that what is happening. So in the small piece of land, actually it is sufficient that one person can handle that land, but all the four people in the family are working in the same field. It's as good as three are unemployed, but in reality they are working, correct? So disguised unemployment. And the seasonal unemployment, so this is also like you can also see this in the agriculture, because for 6 months whenever the rain is there, so they will be employed, but in other season they are not getting. And similarly in the urban areas also, for a particular season the government is providing some job opportunities. Okay, for a particular only 3 months jobs are available, next 3 months not available. So like that we can see seasonally it is best is agriculture only. That's why government is thinking about Mahatma Gandhi means rural employment guarantee, because in a rainy season the farmers are ready to work, but remaining season in the off season, so they have to work, right? For that opportunity is being provided. Okay, so please focus on those things, like there are different types of unemployment. Okay, in the exam they will ask such questions. What are the different types of unemployment? Or they will ask, for example, how they will ask the question. Disguised unemployment means, already we know what it is. Large number of people remain unemployed. Sorry, that is just an example of open unemployment. Correct? Alternative employment is not available. Sorry, that is not the case. Marginal productivity of the labor is zero. Okay, and productivity of the workers is low. See, productivity of the workers is low. Again, I will take disguised unemployment. Instead of one, four people are working here. Okay, so productivity of the workers is low. That may happen in other sectors also. But here, what is happening? The remaining three people, okay, its contribution is as good as like zero. Okay, the marginal productivity of the labor is zero, because even if those three people are not there, this one person can handle all those work. So this is, their productivity is zero only. That's why the disguised unemployment, the option C will be better. Okay, so government and employment generation. So we have seen. So here government is constructing a dam. So automatically so many people are getting employment opportunity. Not just here. You think about cement industry. You think about steel industry. Correct? So there also employment opportunities, here also employment opportunities, engineers are getting job, so local people are getting job. Correct? So this is the employment generation strategy. So you can see that how the Narega workers are working in the field. Okay, so they're getting job opportunities. You can see that how actually the Narega is performing. That also you can see, like, see if you see that here, if you see 2016, how many jobs are created? Okay, like 48,215, that is number of days generated is 236, and these many people are getting job. So here 61,500 are getting job, and also the number of days in a year is like roughly target is 270. So they are providing more, and earlier it was limited to 100 days, 150 days. Now they are increasing those days. So throughout the year they are trying to give the jobs to the people. So that you can see, especially during the COVID scenario, Narega demand was like very high. Okay, even after allocating extra 40,000 crore of money, the still demand was there. Even people were asking more jobs. Okay, so the growth of employment is going down, right? For that purpose, such programs like Narega kind of thing, it is not sufficient. I said that still the demand is high. That shows that there are more jobs available in the market, means people are ready to work. So if you see after 1991, okay, after 1991, that is post reforms like LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization. Correct? So India has been witness to employment opportunities in the service sector. The reform focused on service sector, but already we know that we have discussed here employment opportunity is available, but it cannot provide opportunity for everyone, as it is skilled workers are required there, knowledge oriented economy. Okay, so after these reforms, what we saw is the new jobs are found only in the informal sector. Okay, and mainly the casual labors. So that is not good. After reforms, growth is happening in India. Post 1991, we can see, we are able to see the growth. But what is that? Informal sector is growing rather than formal sector. Okay, and Only government is focusing more upon the formal sector, but private people are not focusing more on the formal sector. That is already we have seen 18 million and 12 million in the private sector. So only government is the major formal jobs provider. So that should change. Why? Because the employee should get the benefit, social security benefit. The disguised unemployment is common in rural India. Okay, common in rural India. So even though uh, like many people are there, they are not thinking about like improving dairying and other things. See, it is not like always government has to do. It should be win-win. They should be ready to work, and government also should be ready to provide opportunities. If government is giving money for buying cattle, so they should be ready to adapt it. Okay, so both side it should happen. It is not always like only one side. Government should keep on giving and people should enjoy the benefits. Sorry. Anyway, so because of all these reasons, we can see that the change in the structure of the employment. Government is also trying to give various schemes and policies, trying to take many initiatives to generate employment, sometimes directly and sometimes indirectly. Okay, so government is trying to recruit, for example, recruiting the administrators like you, and also providing earlier it was taking it was opening of factories and all that we have seen before LPG. Okay, so that the employment opportunities created more and more, but post reform period, so government is actually doing disinvestment. It is trying to sell off the existing ownership of some companies, correct? So earlier we have seen that how it has run industries, hotels, transport companies, correct? But now it is not doing that. In the post reform, it is focusing upon LPG, means that is on the privatization. So let the private workers give more and more. But what happens? The private workers will give or start more businesses, but they don't focus more on the formal sector jobs. Okay, they don't want to give the benefits because cost cutting. They are profit oriented. So then what is the advantage of the government sector? For example, when the output of goods and services from the government enterprises increases, okay, automatically it boosts the private companies also. Because if they are receiving those goods from the government, like raw materials, whatever the government is doing, it may be like, for example, steel industry. So private will use that steel industry to produce some goods out of it, correct? So this will also boost the, okay, private industry. Okay, and automatically it gives the employment opportunities. But there are always pros and cons. You can easily think about it. Okay, if government does, already we have discussed about it. It is not something new. Okay, and fine. Government is trying to alleviate poverty with so many schemes. Correct. So that one side it is alleviating poverty. What is the best way to eliminate poverty? Only one answer, that is employment. Second answer is employment. Third answer is employment. No other thing can help to remove this poverty. Only employment is the solution. So please focus upon one side. See, two faces of the coin. One side unemployment, another side poverty. Unemployment is there means poverty. Poverty is there means unemployment. Why? Poverty is there means he is not in a position to start any small business or whatever. So it leads to unemployment. So to kill that poverty, what is the mantra danda? That is employment. Okay. That's why this poverty alleviation programs, also known as like employment generation programs. These programs aim at providing not only employment but also services. See, for example, if a Asha worker is working in the village, she is getting employment, but also the people are getting their people the health in the rural community is increasing. See, two advantages: one side employment, another side service. Government is employing me as a teacher, automatically the education level also is increasing in the society. Okay, so anyway, services like primary health, primary education, fine, rural drinking water, nutrition, then buying assets in the creating awareness among the people, developing community assets. Using the Narega, they are building dams, correct? They are building lakes. Automatically, it helps to provide water to the whole community, means rural area. Construction of houses and sanitation. One side, the houses are constructed through Narega, example, and the same houses are given to people so that it helps to eliminate their poverty. So, how it is giving multiple effect? Please think about it. Okay, like rural road development of wastelands, degraded lands. So it is helping uh, country, also community, and also people. So that is the beauty of these government schemes and all. So you might have heard about the Mudra Bank. Why? As I said, people are ready to work and start small business. They don't have money. So government has come up with. We are not going in detail with respect to schemes here. Purpose is to just give an example. So like it will give opportunity like those who want like small amount like 50,000 or 5 lakh or 10 lakh, correct? Up to 5 lakh, up to 10 lakh. Shishu, Kishore, Tarun, the scheme names. So it tries to provide the financial support that is collateral free. That is very very important. That is without taking any like surety, means keep your property or something, because they don't have that. So why government is focusing on such schemes? In order to ensure that the people will start doing self-employment. Okay, so another thing you might have heard, that is make in India. That is government of India is inviting other countries to come to India and do their manufacturing. For example, so iPhone manufacturing. Okay, so if government is giving opportunity, other they will come and set up their base here. And what is the purpose of it? So local people will get employment. That is the reason, right? So why outside companies allowed here? Make in India. It is not made in India. Please understand the difference. Make in India means they will come up with their technology and everything. Just they will set up a base here, okay, and they will manufacture iPhones or any goods or services, right? That is the advantage. Because of that, how actually the people like FDI means outside investment is entering India, correct? Through institutions as well as individuals, right? So and also how actually the investment environment in India improved. So we can see that. You need to understand why government is doing all these things. See, in order to understand a subject, you need to go in depth. Why government is doing that? Why government is doing this scheme? Why Mudra? Why Narega? So then you will realize, oh, this is the mantra danda. There is no other thing, because capital is needed. See, if I want, sir, why not made in India? For that again, you have to invest on the technology. Already technology is there. We want employment opportunity. Please think about it. Okay, you may be having pros and cons. You may also say, sir, this is not good. If it is developed locally, then it can provide more opportunities. Yes, we'll have that right the answer. Okay, so what government has done with respect to generating the employment? You can see that integrated rural development program earlier, drought prone area programs. One side it is addressing the local needs, means of water problem, and also another side it is focusing upon employment opportunities. Training for self-employment, Jawahar Rozgar Yojana, correct? Employment in foreign countries, self-employment to educated unemployed youth, Nehru Rozgar Yojana, small and cottage industries. So there are, I took some examples, but there are many examples. Organized sector development, employment exchanges, so that unemployed person can go and register. Whenever the employment is available, they will inform you. Okay, employment guarantee scheme like Narega, employment assurance scheme, Prime Minister integrated urban poverty eradication program, Swarna Jayanti Rozgar Yojana, Jawahar Gram Samruddhi Yojana, very sorry, Jawahar Gram Samruddhi Yojana, right? So many programs are there. So many programs. Why government is doing so many programs? I hope now we are in a better position to understand that. We're in a better position to understand why it is happening like that. Okay, fine. So I hope in this chapter we have able to understand what actually the employment means, the problem with respect to unemployment, how it can be tackled, what government is doing, what we have to do. Okay, So in the last few decades there has been rapid growth in the GDP, correct? Yes, it is there, but without simultaneous increase in the employment opportunities. That's what we said, that jobless growth. This has forced the government to take up initiatives in generating employment opportunities, especially in rural areas, also in urban areas. Even urban areas like a duet scheme, correct, for the uh, urban women who cannot go for like morning to evening jobs. It's like 4 hours, 3 hours jobs and all available. Okay, so we have seen some questions earlier also. Now also we'll see that what is the purpose of setting up a small finance banks in India? Okay, to supply credit to small business units, correct? Small finance, supply credit to small and marginal farmers, correct? To encourage young entrepreneurs to set up business, particularly in rural areas. So it is not focusing upon that. Okay, purpose of this question, you need to understand why government is doing all these things. That is the purpose. Okay, so you see some main question. It is argued that the strategy of inclusive growth is intended to meet the objectives of inclusiveness and sustainability together. Comment on this statement. So what it is expecting, what they're saying, inclusive growth is trying to meet the objectives of inclusiveness and sustainability together. That so what is inclusiveness? See, always dissect the question. I'm not telling the answer here. You people will write and we will discuss that later. Okay. So whenever you people submit. Fine. So that inclusiveness. What is that inclusiveness? Means include all the sections together. Right? That is whether it is a rich or poor or bad, that community, this community. So everyone should be part of this growth. That is one side. Yes, inclusive. Because whatever the benefit government or India is getting, that should be available for everyone. And what is this sustainability? Sustainability is without compromising the future generations' ability to live comfortably. Okay, so we should not compromise. We should not take their resources. We should not use the excess resources, so that they should be able to live happily. Okay, means without much uncomfortness. So that is sustainability. So inclusive growth, if it happens, so inclusiveness is fine. How it will be leading to sustainability? Sustainability will also happen. That's what they're telling. That is possible because when the like all the sections of the society are mingling, okay, the efficient resource utilization will happen. Means the resource of India will be not like only in particular area it is exploited and another area not used. So the resource utilization also will happen in a effective manner. Okay, so we need not for example, why we are focusing more upon extracting more and more iron, more and more coal, more and more gold, because we want money so that we can give to all the sections of the people. But now if everyone is working, okay, automatically the burden on such resources will reduce. Please, you need to think it. There may be also, you can say that no, you can counter argue, right? So but how actually it will ensure sustainability means that inclusiveness, it will be like slow progress, everyone is part of that, and resources also used in a like sustainable manner. Okay, and overall another angle is there for sustainability, that is if everyone is getting the opportunity in the job market, employment market, okay, so in the growth process or development process, okay, so they know how their next generation should act, so they will pay the path, means the road will be ready. So that also, in that angle also we can say that sustainability. So two ways we can think it. How globalization led to the reduction of employment in the formal sector of the Indian economy, right? Is increased informalization detrimental to the development of the country? Very good question they asked. Already we have discussed. See, what is globalization? We have discussed. That is integration of Indian economy with the rest of the world. Correct? So somebody sitting in India working for a company in America, like BPO sector, right? So he's giving contract to this. That is nothing but informal job, right? So it is not happening like formal jobs. Informal jobs are increasing because somewhere in other, like some company in other country is giving job to country in India. So such opportunities, or if you take locally also, the food supply, that is like Zomato or Swiggy kind of thing, they are also providing opportunities to the people. Means if you are ready to work 4 hours, you can work. 2 hours if you want to work, you can work. Such opportunities are also being provided, correct? So if you see that, okay, sometimes you feel like it says advantages, because I don't want to work for 1 month, just night time I will work. It is giving flexibility. Just I am taking one example. Flexibility. So why can't we say that informal jobs are good? Yes, it is good, providing multiple opportunity. Okay, but also you know the reasons. When you feel like if you face problem like health problems or other problems, then social security becomes very important. So is it detrimental to the development of the country? In that sense, you can say that yes. If they are not getting good health benefits or other benefits, education benefits for their children, definitely that may not happen in a good manner. But what to do? Now it is increasing. What we can do? Solutions. So you need to think about, yes, try to provide the social security in general to everyone, okay, or up to certain income level. So if government is providing, like for example Ayushman Bharat, it has done, so health benefits to all. So such things will work out. See, we need to adapt to the changes. Instead of setting like only that company will provide, government has to take up the initiative. So irrespective of like the nature of the work, somewhere he should get that benefit. Anyway, so you need to think about it. It is not like that, okay, only formal sector, only it is his duty. Instead of that, if in common everyone is getting all those benefits, so no problem, right? Where he works, it gives him in naturally his income level will rise, and these benefits will help him during his crisis time. Okay, so comment on the challenges for inclusive growth, which include careless and useless manpower in the Indian context. I think we have already discussed about this. The nature of economic growth in India is described as jobless growth. Do you agree with this view? Give arguments in favor of your answer. So already in the course itself, means we have discussed about this, but we are showing that question is being asked because we have shown that graph, if you remember, the employment. So jobless growth, that itself is the evidence. So you need to, why it has happened like that. Please analyze. We have discussed about it. You need to analyze. Okay. Normally, countries shift from agriculture to industry and then later to services. But India shifted directly from agriculture to services. What are the reasons for the huge growth of service industry in the country? Can India become developed country without a strong industrial base? Very important question. Very important question. Actually, in the current affairs section, you can see a separate video made on this. Okay, in www.topperias.com. In the YouTube channel, you can see that. But at least you need to put effort. What happens in any country, if you see, first agriculture will develop, then industries will develop, then service economy will boost. This is the normal course. But in Indian scenario, what happens? India shifted directly from agriculture to service instead of industry. So do you think that can India become a developed country without a strong industrial base? Already we have discussed. It is not possible. Reason is very simple. Employment opportunities here not required. Here not possible to provide employment to many people. Only industries or manufacturing or construction can provide the employment opportunities to many people. So answer for this, can India become a developed country without strong industrial base? My side answer is no. So we need to focus more on more. That's why we are having SEZ, NMIZ, correct? Boosting like single window opportunity for setting up industries, right? Tax holidays. So many options available from the government to boost the industries. Because without that, it is difficult to have it. But question is, why it happened like that? Why actually India skipped this industrial phase suddenly from agriculture to service sector? We need to understand world economy, how it performed. When the India was still struggling, the world economy is undergoing a change, and the industrial setup was being happening everywhere. Okay, in most of the advanced countries, but in India, by that time already, means in the post 1991 LPG reforms. Okay, so our skill sets are matching, and how India is serving other countries, directly it entered service sector without going through this industrial phase. Even you can also compare with the British time. Okay, so suddenly it jumped to this sector instead of having the industrial sector, and it is not necessary, that also you can argue. Okay, so whenever when where opportunities are there, there people will look into and get the jobs. Okay, well, we found that India's demographic dividend, we ignore the dropping rates of employability. What are the missing? What we are missing while doing so? Where will the jobs that India desperately needs come from? Explain. Very interesting question. What it is taking is, our population is increasing. Okay, but the population is an asset. Demographic dividend, that itself is giving benefits only if employment opportunities are provided, otherwise it become a burden. If they are working, it's a contribution. If they are not working, it's a burden. Correct. We ignore the dropping rates of employability. One side population is increasing, another side employment rates are decreasing. Okay, what are we missing? Why it is happening so? Again, answer is connected to previous thing. We have industries are missing. Okay, where the job opportunities are more, that part is missing. So then what is the solution? Where we'll get those jobs from? Fine. So we need to focus on that, because it is not just about employment. Because of industries, the exports will increase, and it helps to get the revenue for the country also. Okay, so we need to think where all the jobs. You need to do some research, read the newspaper, and try to write the answer. So fine. I hope you have seen many questions. Okay, and another question is like, success in Make in India depends upon success in Skill India. I hope you are able to answer that, because so Make in India means they are coming and setting up an industry, they need some skills. Okay, employment should be like quality employment. For that, Skill India should be promoted, then only the demand and supply will match. So that's what they are asking. So for that, radical labor reforms are required, discuss with the logical arguments. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed and understood the importance of employment, how it is performing. Some more concepts may be there. You need to focus, you need to do some research, you need to understand the different aspects of unemployment. Okay, so please understand the concept, then revise. That is the only mantra for your success. Thank you.